You took over your grandfather's business in 1990 when you were 26.
Yeah.
That was really young. And you thought about becoming a chef, but you went to wine instead.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you did to the winery?
Oh, it was not in the winery, it was in the vineyard. In the winery, we stopped. In the winery, we stopped the chestnut barrel.
Okay.
And we stopped the fining. But in the
what did you do in the vineyard differently?
We stopped herbicide and things like that. We immediately went to the biodynamic farming.
Way back then, so you've been doing that for a long time, and you're the largest biodynamically farmed
vineyard
in Europe, right?
Yeah, I don't know in Europe. In the past, I was in Europe, but now there is some big winery who are making biodynamic. So I don't know if it's real biodynamic also, because there is not a definition of what is biodynamic.
Okay.
You know.
Why biodynamic and not organic?
Because to understand, it is chemic, organic, biodynamic. Chemical is, I have a headache, I will take an aspirin. That means, maybe my first mistake is that I consider a symptom like a disease.
Okay.
Organic, finally, is the same philosophy as chemical. The only one difference is I replace a chemical molecule by a natural molecule. So instead to take the aspirin is acid salicylic, I will use the willow bark. And with the willow bark, I will do a herb tea to extract the molecule. So it is aspirin, but natural aspirin. But I am still confusing between the symptom and the disease. In biodynamic, then the question will be more important than the answer, and the question will be, why do I have headache? Is it because of blood pressure? Is it because of cholesterol? And then I will go to the spring, to the origin of the disease. And we will integrate one thing, which is the energy. We consider, for instance, that's when you are tired, you call the disease. So if you have no deficiency, you are resistant in front of the disease. When you are tired, you can catch the flu, that if you are not, you will not catch it.
You've also talked about not improving or not affecting the vintage, that vintage, not correcting it. What nature gives you.
The idea is, the terroir is the soil, the climate, and the human. And when you speak about climate, the climate is not only the microclimate, influence of the south orientation, influence of the sea, etc. It is also the characteristic of the vintage. If you put a vintage, you give on the bottle, that means you give an information of terroir signature. And for me, if you put a vintage on a bottle, that means that you are keeping the originality of the climate of this year.
Okay.
When you make a champagne with a blending of year, you don't put the vintage, because you try to have the same taste every year.
Consistency. Right.
But if you put a vintage, that means you are not looking for the
consistency.
Consistency. Mm-hmm. Difficult to say.
It is hard to say. It is.
I think
especially without champagne.
Yeah. But maybe after 2 Giraud of champagne, it is